they were still a bike of their own, but they did not compete with any of the modern 300s, which of course then had the 390 and the 400s join them as well. So this class was a little left behind, and it was nobody else still making a 250. You know, the other companies had seen the light and said, well, we're moving on from 250 racing days. It's so sad in a lot of ways because this was a class, but look how dominant the Kawasaki bike was for many of the others that we had out there on a racetrack. So it's just great that they're all able to get together and make this one blistering class, and I think we've still got 20 of them, and very affordable racing. Holy Toledo, you know, you can get one of these bikes and go racing and put some gear on and do it for under 5k, which is sensational as well. So ready to go and looking out for the start.
All right, here we go. We're about to go racing when the lights come on. We are locked and loaded. We're in the starters' hands now, and we are ready to go. Lights out and a great start from Nick Clark, an experienced campaigner on these machines, and this is going to be good. 21 entries all on the same motorcycle, and they all, a big swarm of them into turn number one. A 6-lap sprint race, the final race on the program here, and most of these guys local campaigners here in the Canterbury region, but we are going to make it our mission here in the commentary box. We want as many of these people to come join us next weekend, round 4 of NZSBK at Levels International Raceway, and if there's ever a track where these bikes are going to be absolutely breathtakingly brilliant, it's going to be at the exciting level. So we're on here. We're certainly excited about it. 250 production racing, and have a look at this one here. This is going to be all on as we've got Josh Pearson. He was quick in qualifying, and now he's out there doing the business in the lead of our 250 production class, Neil. Yeah,
and keen to look out again for those examples. Look at that, so you got one, then you got 2 glued together, then a gap, then you got another pair, then you got a whole swarm, you got 5 in there, almost touching each other, bit of a gap. Then we go again, a single, and then another gaggle back there further. So pretty darn cool to see. And when you got somebody just back there that little way, I tell you what, you've already got 400 metres top to bottom, but they're all on here at the moment. So great to see our LH Safety, proud to be our software specialists of all things health and safety, along with small business specialists and of course health and safety consultant as well. That is LH Safety, proud to be sponsors extraordinaire of some great 250 production racing. The word production of course meaning that these were a bike that you could go to your Kawasaki dealer, buy them off the showroom floor, and man, do they make a good one. They're really, from a Kawasaki point of view, the 400 has become the little bike, the little ninjas as they were called. So that's now become their ultimate little 4-stroke package, the Ninja, and to think of course that it's now lining up in that 300 class, but in its heyday it was all on for these 250s, and as you can see, every one of them wants to be a winner on the racetrack has got a Kawasaki Ninja 250. Go Brad.
All right, looks to be Josh still out in the lead of this one. Nick Clark, good start. He's in about 2nd place as we see them coming down the front straight. Just a quick 6-lapper, so let's get excited about this one here. So Josh Pearson, Nick Clark, Dan Clark there in 3rd place. Simon Lawrence is the one in 4th. We've got Blair Robertson, good start from Blair. Angela Charlotte, former 3NZ in this category. She's into 6th place now after starting on the 3rd row of the grid. So that's a great start from Ange. Paul Anglin, another experienced campaigner in 7th place. Craig Diamo will be there in 8th. Jaden Scott on the Scott Structural Racing team. He's there in 9th place with Brett Malzard there rounding out our top 10. So you've got some quality names out there, Neil, even though it's just a support class on the program. We're on here. Good weekend.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll have Angela lining up on the podium any day of the week, and she's got no slower, I can tell you that. It's more the fact that the others that have joined this class have now gotten to be a little bit faster, so it's sort of overshadowed a performance like she's doing. Simon Lawrence, one of those that we've got up here as well. We've already had Simon on the podium again here today. Juan Pinheiro out there, of course, of Craig Tiomo, along with Brett Malzard. So just some of the names. Noah Gorry, a little bit more common for us, and one we've seen on that back marker consultant. What a cool business name, back marker consultants. How do you make up a name like that? I don't know whether that was something. It's a consultant business. I'm going to call yourself a back marker. I like that. That's a cool business name, and it might be a hint of motorcycling prowess coming in there as well. But the LH Safety 250 production, Brad, again all on as they peel it round through Southern Salvage once again, turn 9.
Yeah, absolutely nothing in it. Still an unchanged top 3, and you've got the likes of Simon and Blair right knocking on the door as well. So this is going to be good as you've got the pace at the front. There's some really nicely prepared 250s out there as well, Neil. So we're in for a bit of a treat here. 5 of them into the Simons. There's Angela Charlotte heading up the best of 6th place onwards. So there's a little ding-dong battle going on out of the dipper, and absolutely fantastic. So this is going to be crucial to get your bike parked in the right spot. You don't have much outright power, so you need all the corner speed you can get. You need to rely on slipstream and all the other tricks in the bag. 250 production racing. We get excited about it up here in the commentary boxes. 3 of them. You can throw a blanket over them as we got Josh, Nick and Dan absolutely side by side. They're all going to be 3 wide into turn 1, Neil. Unbelievable 4 laps to go.
All right, all on at the moment. I'm pleased to see that the event has stayed live at the moment at this stage, because quite often at other events you can say it's after 5 o'clock in the day, and we'll just pull the curtains down and say that's the end. But no, we'll stay and make sure these guys have got some racing to go through. So looking out for Nick Clark in there at the moment. We've got Dan in there. I think there are two Clarks, but I think the one's with a knee and one's without a knee, so I presume they're not even related, just a coincidence for the Clark family out there. So nice to see that the pressure can go for the name Clark and Clark. It sounds like a painting firm from way back, doesn't it? And still look out there for Simon Lawrence, and we've already had Simon on a podium for another class. Could he be back for a third time at this stage? But they're all there with a chance at the moment. Brad, 400 racing. 250 racing, my apologies. All on.
I'll tell you what, you talk about the two Clarks. The first one you want to be at there is the other Clark. You don't want to be beaten by the other Clark out there, do you? So this is going to be on there, going at it into the Christchurch Casino Carousel. That's where our race leading trio is at the moment. Not much back to 4th and 5th either, so classy top 5, and they are streaking away in the early stage of this one here. Not even halfway through this big 250 production race one. And I'll tell you what, there's smiles in the commentary. There'll be smiles all over the faces. This is absolutely brilliant. There's battles all the way down, even the battle for 16th and 17th place into the Fulton Hogan S's at the moment. That's hammer and tongs, so just a lot of fun out here on the racetrack, and thank you to Motorcycle in Canterbury for making this happen to support class here this weekend.
And that's why, Brad, you've well said that, hey, we want these guys to get their entries in and come and join us. You know, where else are they going to get the feature? They're going to get the limelight like they are here at the moment. Their day in the sun, their fun, and tomorrow hopefully to do it for another 2 times. So I tell you what, it's going to be all on at this stage for tomorrow for their double header, including their little own Grand Prix, and of course next weekend we hope doing it all again at beautiful levels as we look out for them at the moment. And there we go. It's the Clark and Clark battle as we're looking out for Josh Pearson. He's now gone back into 3rd place. So the Clark and Clark show hanging on, and that margin .304, so 304 one-thousandths of a second, or 3/10 as you can put in terminology. So nothing there. You go back to the next margin of .153. Then you go back to a 2.9 to a 0.2 to 0.9. There's so many zeros through there. In fact, if you want to go to about 10th place, you get to 17 seconds. So that's less than 1.7 seconds per margin between the riders. All on here at the moment for our LH Safety 250 reduction, and didn't quite see that coming for Josh Pearson. Thought he had the upper hand, but he's gone back to 3rd, Brad. Bit of pressure on there.
Yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. So they were within a second of each other when we qualified. So the whole front row, there's about 1 second between them when they went qualifying. We knew this was going to be good, and it has not let us down. So the big mover here has been Nick Clark. He was on the outside of row number 1. Now he's in 2nd place, challenging for the race lead here. So as we are just over halfway through this thrilling 6-lapper here to cap off a beautiful Saturday here. One of the best days in New Zealand road racing we've had in a long time. It's been some kind of breathtaking, and I reckon if you look out the window, I think Josh might have that back. I think you'll find Josh has managed to get himself back in the lead. So unbelievably breathtaking racing here at the dying stages. It's well after hours. It's 5:30 local time here at Euromark Motorsport Park, and man, we've had a treat of a day today. We've got 1, 2 and 3 heading into the sweeper. Right in behind them though, we've got the battle for 4th and 5th place. There's no quarter given there, and then 6th, 7th and 8th are into the dipper as well. So your top 8 is 3 different massive bike battles as we get ready to go. We're going to be 2 laps to go, and have a look at this down the front straight. That's 10 bike lengths. That's the biggest lead anyone's ever had in this race here, and it's Josh back in the lead. He was 3rd when they crossed the line last time around, so he's responded big time, the first to go to the 152s, and he's got 7/10 of a second of a lead. This is a monumental race lead, Neil, in 250 production racing here today.
Well, indeed. Where did that come from? Because he was there, then he wasn't, then he got back there again. It's almost as if I believe he probably made a mistake and allowed those Clark boys to go past him, and then he's had to do his real hard grind again and come back again. Now, probably on paper you would have seen that Josh would have been one of the early race favourites, but I don't think anybody necessarily owns it, dominates it, and just says it's theirs. So well done to Josh, and out there, of course, on the no sponsors mentioned, Kawasaki Ninja 250. So Josh Pearson up there, and along, of course, with the Nick Clark also out of Christchurch on that number 36 bike, so putting it in there. So they have it in the lineup. Keen just to look out for a few others. Angela Charlotte in there in particular, in the Optima Chartered Accountants, Business Advisors, Race Supplies, Moto Mechanics, Motorcycling Canterbury, Lock and Code, Jesus supported bike, and for her religious commitments, be proud of it, Angela. Nice to see it. Well done. Put the name there. Why not?
All right, let's give you an update of the entire top 10. Josh Pearson leads ahead of Nick Clark and Dan Clark in 3rd. We've got Simon Lawrence and Blair Robinson. They have been unchanged in 4th and 5th, but they've never been more than a few tenths of a second away from each other. We've got Paul Anglin in 6th place. Angela Charlotte's there in 7th. Craig Tiamo will be 8th place. Brett Malzard there in 9th. Jaden Scott still there in 10th place, doing a good job. Kyle Morgan outside of the top 10 in 11th with Giz Mills in there, Reese Fitzgerald, Mark Matonovich, and then Juan Pinedo rounding out our top 15. There are some heavy hitters out there. Neil and the white flag ready to go for our race leading trio.
Well, they come around that super sweeper. What a beautiful part of the track. And speaking about sweepers, of course, we're in for an absolute cracker of a sweeper at Levels next weekend. One of my favourite sweepers on any track in the country waiting for us at Teretonga at the Burt Munro coming up next month as well. So certainly a lot on as we go past the line and that white flag out there at the stage. So keen to look out. Still Josh in front, then looking to Nick and Dan. So we've got Nick Clark with the knee along with Dan Clark with that one. Through there at the moment in that margin 1.5, but I'll tell you what, that margin 2-3 Brad is only 0.191, less than 1/5 of 1 second. So that fight for second place all on there at the moment. But I'll tell you what, the performance of Josh out there is just cemented into one of the bigger margins we've seen for that bike fight. And then those others that you've called further back. But loving the fact that we're going down to the wire with these boys as we head down the back. And look at that, I'll tell you what, that must have surely gone to a 2 second, isn't it? Is that 2?
Yeah, it's got to be 2.
Because that's the lapper he's coming up on. So that's 1,001, 1,000. Yeah, right on about the 2, I reckon. So the 1.5 is extended. So all he's got to do is keep it clean, keep it out of trouble, keep it through Fulton Hogan, and he should be A-OK. But I tell you what, looking out, 2nd and 3rd, it's all on for those 2. And the Clark battle's all on here at the moment. Is it going to be Nick, or are we going to see a change? We'll find out shortly.
All right, out of the carousel, our race leader. And I tell you, this is a remarkable back half of the race for this young man. He has just turned it on here. It was hammer and tongs for the first 4 of 6 laps. Ever since he retook the lead, he has just said, I'm taking this one by the scruff of the neck. I'm out of here. And look at that, he's got a 2-second advantage now heading into the Signbizz Dipper for the final time. What a treat we've had on the program. Support Racing here. They're going to be here with us next weekend at Levels at round number 4. But right now, race 1 for the weekend, and Josh Pearson has nearly done enough. He's in the final corner right now. He has been on pole here this morning. It's been a long time since these guys are out on track. It's great to have them here. And out of the final corner, this is going to feel pretty good. Neil's going to wrap up the podium very shortly, and it's going to be a win from pole for Josh Pearson. Absolutely brilliant for the 250 Production Racing, and he's ecstatic, loving it every minute of it. And let's have a look at that. It's going to be Dan's going to get it done, so Dan's going to get the job done. And on that last stage of that last lap, so there we go, Dan Clark. What a performance to cap off a second place performance. Nick Clark, who had the lead of this one a couple of laps ago, he has to settle for 3rd. There'll be dejection, but also I bet you there's going to be some serious smiles on the faces down in pit lane. We've got Simon Lawrence coming home in 4th place. Blair Robertson caps off that top 5. So that one there, still 0.193 of a second. They were absolutely inseparable the entire race. They had a lot of fun out there. And 4th and 5th place. Paul Anglin, good show from Paul. He just did his fastest lap of the race on that final lap there. So he was getting good as the race unfolded. He'll be there in 6th place. Angela Charlotte loving her work there in 7th place with Craig Tiamo. That'll be an 8th place for Craig, Brett and Jaden there, 9th and 10th. So they were unchanged for most of that race. Cole Morgan, Giz Mills, will be 11th and 12th. There's Reese Fitzgerald coming through with Mark Matonovich there in 14th place. And rounding off our top 15 will be 88 of Kelly Jenkins. So that's a wrap of our Super Saturday here today. We will cross down to Neil and he'll wrap up our 250 production podium. Thank you to LH Safety for our 250 production racing this weekend. Thank you to all our big major sponsors. Thank you to the crowd who has joined us here today. What a treat it was. An absolutely magical day. And we've got a big day tomorrow. So we've got feature-length races in the morning, and then we've got some New Zealand Grand Prix titles to give away, so please do join us tomorrow. Thank you to the marshals and all the officials, all our sponsors and club officials that have made today possible. I've had an absolute ball up here. Can't wait to sink into tomorrow. A Grand Prix weekend going strong. Thanks to Motorcycle in Canterbury. We're going to cross down to Neil, who will have all the joy and jubilation of our 250 production podium. Over to you, Neil.
Well, here we go, our brand new podium. New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Champion, courtesy of PTS Logistics. Mention of our other sponsors in here, Core Gas, and you thank them, your engineering gas supplies experts. Speaking about supplies, race supplies, the original team, so much behind the sport for race supplies as well. Great to have your name on board. Of course, the MNZ National Championship at NZSBK and its rebranding for us. So a clear shout out to those four. Big one there for PTS, but race supplies, Print HQ, quality clothing branding, and Core Gas. A significant lot of sponsors going together with all of what we have to offer on the program as well. So great to see. So there we go. Looking out for our final podium as we bring our race winners up here at the moment. We'll give you an update of what's going to happen podium-wise tomorrow. We've got a slight change to our adjusting of the podium. That'll be something special as well. Great to have all of you people out there today on Ctas Live. Thank you for your continued support. You are something special. No, our crowd numbers have dwindled off here towards the end of the day, but I tell you what, on the super sun of a great Saturday in Canterbury, we've certainly had our big numbers here to join us, and we thank you immensely for that. Hey, look at this as we've got our podium here, and I'll tell you what, not necessarily the youngest riders that we've got in here. And hey, Nick, mate, you had it. What happened in the end?
Well, it's all about slipstreaming, you know. Sometimes it's not good to be leading, but, you know, it's just good fun, and it's close racing, and it's not crazy speed. So, you know, a bit of experience sometimes helps, you know. The youngsters might be quicker, but over a period of time, you know, the old-timers still hanging in there.
Cool. How long have you been racing?
Oh, probably 30 years in total.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Awesome. Yeah. What brought you to New Zealand? You heard about our good tracks, did you?
Well, definitely. I mean, just 17 years ago decided this was a nice part of the world to live in. And, of course, back on the bikes, affordable racing. Yeah. We lost that in the UK in the mid-90s, you know, as privateers anyway, so...
Beautiful words. Thank you very much. I love those stories. I love those. Hey, so we've got an Englishman and we've got an Aussie, folks. How's this? This is our international road racing. So, and of course we've got Clark 1 and Clark 2. First of all, from Nick now to Dan. New Zealand, are we all right?
Yeah, you're not too bad, mate. I'm enjoying it. I've been here a while. I'm a Aussie expat, obviously. No, it was great out there. I haven't been on the bike for 12 months, so to pull off a second, I'm just chuffed. Yeah. I'm carrying a bit more weight than these young fellas and old Nick there, so they were punching up the straight pretty fast. I was giving them a good slipstream anyway. But credit to Josh, mate. He just outrode us all. He once he hit the lead, mate, he was gone. But no, great fun. A lot of work out there. I think I need to hit the gym a couple of times a week, maybe. But
hey, what about from your racing point of view? Did you race in Oz before coming to New Zealand?
No, not at all. No, just seen how easy it was here, and thought, I'll give it a crack.
So did it all start with a Have a Go Day? Tell us the background of getting involved.
Yeah, a friend of mine started riding the 250, and he said come down and have a look, and just jumped on the Have a Go Day on the old road bike and fell in love with it, and here I am.
Excellent story, well done. We're the Aussie supporters out there, eh? Yeah, hey, look at that. Oh, this is awesome. This is a Nick and Dan show. So I've said we had the Englishman, we've got the Aussie, and hey, for any of us Kiwis, have we got any hope? Josh, where were you born?
I was born in the UK, but I...
Oh, no! Oh, I'm dead. I'm down out of here. Hey, did you hear? There's all three of them. Holy Toledo. Oh, that's an awesome story, mate. We love you to bits, really. But, hey, how long have you been in NZ?
Oh, 20 years.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm going to say, but you're only 15. How does that work?
Not quite, mate.
Not quite. Hey, Josh, mate, this is just fabulous, these 250s. How good are racing?
Oh, it's so good. Low budget.
Yeah.
Heaps of fun.
Right. So what's the secret on beating these two other fellas?
Oh, I've got a bit of a weight advantage, but
Rub it in, yeah.
No, it's all about the slipstream on these small bikes. Yeah, you got to get them down.
So what's your background in starting in motorcycle racing?
Came along and hired one of the club bikes one day at a race day, and just went around in the training class, and then got one of these. And, never looked back.
Never looked back. How long ago was that?
Oh, about 5 years.
5 years you've gone from nothing to where you are today as a winner. Well done. Hey, what a cool story, folks. This is what we're here for today. Well done. This is my favourite class, 250 racing, back when I had a Suzuki 250. That's a long time ago. So well done, guys. Hey, that's a wrap from us here today. I'm absolutely blown away. You are three top gentlemen. Come on, from all of us out here, another big round of applause. You are awesome. Well done. The Cook team out there, Nick and Dan and Josh up here for a fantastic victory. Hey, to all of you still watching out there, thank you, Ctas Live. Love having you all on board with us once again. Have a very, very good night. See you back here tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to repeat this again and again. We've got 2 times this fold, so we're in for a fabulous finale. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to the volunteers who've been out there doing an amazing job, and to everybody who's part of this great family of motorcycling Canterbury across the greater area here, including South Canterbury, of course, for next weekend for our next round at the beautiful Levels circuit. If you join us then, we'd love having you back on board with us. But hey, I'm sure you're hooked like we are, and we'll be back here for another rad day tomorrow for the finals, including, of course, the racing for our first round during the morning and early afternoon. But this afternoon's racing, or tomorrow afternoon, my apologies, they are the New Zealand Grand Prix up for grabs in those respective classes. So as well as accumulating points for NZSBK, we've got the one-off Grand Prix races. Stay back and enjoy us. What an awesome sport. This is Ctas Live coming to you from beautiful Ruapuna. That's a wrap for today. See you tomorrow.